Time to relax. Uh, it's time to relax. And it's time for me to echo because I forgot to turn off the watch page. Bloody hell. White people. leave them to their own devices and see what happens. Echoes. I thought I was going to have something cute and clever to say. But I'll be totally honest, dude. I am burnt. I am crispy around the edges. I am a bit like Ashy Larry. The last 4 days have taken quite a bit out of me. Hopefully there are people who watched tonight's show. And good morning, Buzz. And I did a lot of cramming, a lot of research to figure out how to work OBS. Now, of course, I'm not doing OBS for this show because I'm a lazy sod. So, yeah, it'll eventually happen. I've got a layout ready for the IRS, but there's one particular element that I'm looking for. Haven't found it yet, so when I find it, I'll be happier. And a good morning, Michael, and a wonderful morning to the myth, the legend. They call her the Cadunt.
Hiya, Doc.
How you doing?
I've had a really long fucking day, yo.
Yeah, I would guess everything turned out good with your business meeting.
Actually, yeah. And basically, like, I got prospects and shit, and it was all good.
Looks like you're getting some camera time in too, cover girl.
Yeah. How's my face? Morning, people, or good night, or time of day, everybody.
Well, better your face than mine.
Oh, my mustache ain't nearly as good as yours, Doc. I'm trying, though. I think real hard in one of these days.
Vigilance pays off.
I mean, I can't pull off the Val Kilmer like what you keep talking about you're trying to do. So, but I'm gonna.
Oh, I was to the point today where I was like, maybe I should wax my mustache, and I'm like, I'm not going to be out anywhere, and they sure shit aren't going to see me. Oh, good morning, Patrice.
Hi, Patrice.
When I was talking to Sean Cunningham tonight, I was like, I kept thinking, well, I probably should have dressed up a little bit better for this. Now, of course, since it's going into the fall weather, what? What? Go on about your business. You got food, you got water. I made sure you had that before I even started this.
Yeah, but what about attention, Doc?
There were 2 other people in the house that could have provided that. I had to. I was literally burnt out by the time I got to the end of the interview this evening, and I'm just like, I gotta go lay down.
Yeah, I'm just now getting to the point of laying down right now. But then again, I've not been running my brain trying to figure out OBS.
Well, there has to be a reason why OBS exists in the form that it does.
Although from what I saw from the interview today, while I could, it looked real good, Doc.
Yeah, although now this isn't a tag to get money or anything, but I was disappointed because I wanted to see somebody work the tip jar.
Oh yeah.
I even had I have it set up to where when you get a new subscriber or what is it, somebody joins you or something, that it,
Patreon?
is it Patreon?
Maybe. I think that's the other thing that I've seen before is if it's a new sub or a Patreon, uh people have had the little notification thingy, like the thing happen or whatever on their OBS setups.
Yeah, because it would have dropped the dock head in
Oh,
um,
that would have been cool.
with subs. Yeah, it's funny, a little spinny dock head falling in there. It kind of made me giggle. And a good morning to Sparky. Good morning to Alex, and good morning Tennessee Marine.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Tennessee.
Although I started to listen back through the show. Oh fucking god! I broke one of my three big rules. I was umming and all the way through that goddamn thing, and it was killing me. I could not. I was just in full cringe mode. I had to stop. I could not listen to it anymore.
Well, Doc, but listen, you get a pass on such rules because of the fact that you had been racking your brain for days now with the whole OBS thing. And then I know that you were up early today, still trying to figure it out and make sure it all worked. And then like wanted to make sure that you had uh stuff and things, and thinking is hard. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it kind of is. I think I threw him off today because I spent more time talking about his career before Friday the 13th than probably anybody else ever.
Well, yeah, because that's what he got his name for, right?
Yeah, I mean, people already know, and there are tons of stories out there for for Friday the 13th. I had him do some pat answers that I knew he had. Like there's always been a rumor that Sean Cunningham had said that he did not want the mask on Jason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's been around for a long time, and I was just like, I just got rid of it real quick. I'm like, did you really say that you didn't want Jason to have the hockey mask? And he went in and explained it. Um, and also talking about Kane Hodder, how he got replaced, and there was such a fan backlash and uprising because they're like, Kane is Jason, and it's like, well, he was Jason for like 5 movies, but that was not his role. He didn't originate it. He just basically put a lot of energy into it when he finally got around to it with episode 4, I think, because he did 4, 5, 6, 7, and Jason X.
Oh yeah. That was like what was that one? That was the one like where he was in space, right?
Yep, Space Jason.
Yeah.
Now, something that some people might not know is that at the very beginning of it, there's a scene where they have him in a facility frozen. They cryogenically froze Jason for no intelligent reason whatsoever. but they thought, he could be studied and figure out why he keeps coming back from the dead. And the first person that he ends up killing is a doctor, and that's played by the director David Cronenberg, the guy who did Videodrome and The Fly.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of Jason, so he asked if he could be killed in a movie.
That's cool though.
And they obliged. So, good on them. Oh, well, as my grandmother used to say, I've been chasing serpents out of Ireland all day. Oh, God. I might have to do a bio break this early in the show. I can't help myself. Oh, Kitty. Don't give me that look. I'll try not to. We should get somebody on that you could talk to.
Me.
Before I have to make the bathroom run real quick.
You go handle what you gotta handle, Doc. I can do a little story time myself, I suppose.
Oh, well, I will go ahead and mute my mic and turn up. I will turn up the stream so I can hear it from the bathroom then.
Okay. So what's it? I get into like a little off air with Sparky. How you doing in the chat there? If you're still in the chat. I can't see the chat right now. But I get into like a little off air or whatever because we were causing some hell in the Help for the Guildless is my snarky news broadcasting channel or whatever the fuck they call it, the MSNBC, because they got Ren and Ishtar, Renovations, reading Renovations, Ishtar, Little J Moxley, and then of course Antoine the Great, and we were giving them hell, and we get into this little off air hangout as and just sitting back and laughing and fucking talking about like having given him some kind of hell, mostly Antoine, because we all love Ren and Ishtar. Moxie's he's a good boy. But he'd also thrown the link to Antihero, and I'm going about my business. I'm not paying attention to the hangouts. I'm just like doing what I'm doing now, where I'm rambling, shit like that. And as I'm rambling to Sparky, I wound up rambling like to him for probably a good hour about a load of shit, all sorts of stuff. And I know I wound up talking about Antihero a couple of times, And thing is, Antihero had been in the hangout. He had popped in like ninja like and shit like that while I was rambling. So I had no idea because I wasn't paying attention. I turned my notifications off. Like that's a thing for me when I get into a hangout. I try and make sure I turn my notifications off so that I don't have a banner flashing down and distracting me, and so I don't have the noise going and distracting or being like a background, because I had learned that early, that if you don't turn your notifications off, you get distracted, and the people that you're in the hangout with will also hear that noise, and just don't do it, because just try and be cognizant of such things. So I had my notifications off, and Antihero had his mic muted because he had background noise, and he had said something in DMs about the fact that, hey, I'm in here, but I'm muted because of a load of background noise. And I had just been going on and on and on. And there was one point where Sparky's like, hey, I gotta reset my computer real quick. So I'll be back. but I'm just gonna go and reset my computer because like updates or some bullshit like that. I don't know what it is. And so he does that. And well, when I'm in the quiet lull by myself, or what I assume is by myself, and I'm in that mood to just go ahead and keep talking, I'll keep talking to myself. You know, it's just a thing. And it's the thinking out loud kind of thing. That plus, of course, obviously, I'm fucking crazy. Uh, but like that had happened. I heard Sparky, drop out, and I heard him come back in, and so like that was a whole thing. But I never once, because Antihero kept himself muted, and then finally, after about an hour of him being in there without me knowing, Sparky finally goes, "So, oh God, Antihero." I'm like, "What did he do now?" And he's like, "No," the look on his face. I'm like, "What do you mean the look on his face?" And he's like, he's in the hangout. And I'm just like, "You son of a bitch, you didn't tell me? Like, why didn't you tell me?" And he's like, "I thought you knew." If I had known, I'm very distinct when it comes to um anytime Anti-Hero comes into the hangout, or usually when people come into the hangout and I notice, I try and greet them in some form. If they're not greeted, if I don't hear them be greeted by another person within the hangout. And so I yelled at Sparky, and he deserved it. He deserved it. He deserved it completely. How dare he? How dare he? Because I was I was saying some stuff, you know. Mind you. Now, when I say saying some stuff, the first thing that usually pops into people's head is, "Oh, she was talking shit." Well, you know what? Go ahead and keep that thought in your mind. Um, and if you really want to know, uh, I wasn't actually talking shit. I was I was being a stupid girl. And Sparky can confirm. Or he can go ahead and lie and be like, "Oh yeah, no, she's such a shit talker." And I'm like, "Yeah, I totally am. Like, I'm a petty, salty little bitch." But yeah, that's my rambly little side story. I got a pretty scarf from my fair booth owner. She gave me a beautiful scarf that she made. Uh,
And what color is the scarf?
I could show you.
Yes, you
Um,
could.
One moment. I'm going to turn my camera off so they don't get your stream shut down when I get up to go and grab the scarf.
Please stand by. Um, yeah. Whew, I tell you what, today was definitely a day, and of course, I did see out in the chat that who was it? Buzz. Buzz is celebrating um his 25th year. Now, Buzz, was it is the 30th your anniversary date?
By the way, hi Buzz.
Because that's actually here's the weirder part. Irate Prostate and Uzi Q got married on the 30th, and yesterday was their 25th anniversary. That's the first time that I've ever, that it's not on an actual holiday or anything that I have heard of or known or associated with two sets of married couples that were married on the same day. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I'll put you on the feature whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, we're gonna present my beautiful scarf, my brand new, handmade, beautiful scarf. Oh, it's so pretty. Like, I don't think you have any ideas how pretty it really is.
I don't. That's why I asked.
I know. Turn on extra lights just so that there's more lighting because lighting is important. All right. Don't mind the heavy bags under my eyes. Not a lot of sleep past few days. Nope.
Did she do all the dyeing on it?
Yes, she did.
Wow. That's pretty accomplished. Either she's got a knack for it or she has spent a lot of time learning her craft.
She's just got a knack. She's very artistically inclined.
Now, was she binding it up or was she doing it like via Suminagashi?
Sumanagashi.
Okay. Are you shocked that I actually know about that process?
No, well, not from you, Doc. If it had been other people, I would have been shocked. But you can kind of tell with the way some of it looks. You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I've done
that was the process that she'd used. But
yeah,
she mixed up the colors. Like she knows one of my favorite colors is gold, right? And so she was insistent on trying to create that gold color. She made these colors.
actually that's not a bad gold.
Yeah. I fucking love it so much. It's so pretty. And then she wanted like some sort of contrast, so she added a bit of white, you know, to
Mhm.
to help with the because this is silk. This is all on silk.
Yeah, and um well, I tell you what, let's do this. Show of hands, people in the chat right now. Um uh, by uh by a one, do you guys know what Suminagachi is? And good morning, Karen. Good morning, Godfather. Good morning, Cone of Doom.
Morning, Karen, Godfather, and Big Daddy. How you doing, Ichabod? I had to. I had to. I stopped myself part way because I'm too tired to play that game today.
Don't you want to play that game no more?
No.
And uh, for anniversaries, today, the 31st, is Wifey and I, Nurse Wicked's anniversary.
Oh,
10
happy
years.
anniversary.
Yeah. She celebrated by when she got off work, she stopped by Rallies and picked me up a $2 chicken box. So that's love.
All right, Doc. I'm gonna do the the twatter post thing without context
Oh, okay.
because I just saw a snarky sparky fucking show me a screenshot he took because after that whole story of the fact that I didn't know anti-hero had been in the hangout. I told Sparky, you're supposed to tell me these things. And and he was like, all right, fine. Whenever like you're in a hangout, I'll make sure to tell you who's in the hangout. And and so he took this little screenshot of his own fucking snarkiness. And and yeah, so I'm gonna beat the ever loving fuck out of him, but I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it up on the Twitters.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm all abuzz waiting.
oh, yeah. Hold on. I gotta put the watch link and then tell
I,
people.
And of course, your words of wisdom for today. I don't chase nobody, but if I kind of like you, I might jog you a little
Oh
or
yeah.
do a little skip or some shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I decided I wanted to pin the post of every once in a while, I'll reach up inside me to feel the strings of my IUD because that one was a pretty funny talking point. But yeah, my words of wisdom for today is I'm not gonna I don't chase nobody, but if you make enough of an impact, like I'll put on my jogging shoes.
Well, uh, I figured that the crossover point of when you have to admit you're old is you value Velcro ties on a shoe.
Oh yeah.
But it's so funny when I first started wearing shoes with Velcro tabs on them. It was because of the fact that my foot kept swelling up from the blood clots in my right leg. And it's so funny. I've been living with it for Jesus, like 7, maybe 8 years. And last time I was in the hospital for a TIA, they went ape shit because they're like, "Oh my God, his right foot is so swollen." And it's like, "Oh no, that's normal." And they ran a brand new battery of tests because they're like, "This shouldn't be like that." And I'm like, "Well, that would be nice if it wasn't, but it is." So I just deal. Let's see. Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah. He let me know because if he didn't, I never would have known you were in the hangout, Doc.
Yeah, not like you clicked on the link all by yourself and jumped in and
Now, obviously, this was the link you created.
Hmm. So what do you think? Should we invite the nurse from tonight's show instead of in inviting the coon of doom?
Yeah, and then I could call her. I could call her mommy.
Uh, let's see here. I need to pop the dick cord.
Doc.
Dick cord.
It's not supposed to pop.
There we go. The dick cord is up, and yeah, Bridge. If you would like to come in, the door is open. Please check your Discord DMs.
Hey, everybody, you got to hear it live on stream. Doc was popping his dick cord.
Oh yeah. You know, because I was raised street.
You stone cold thug.
I know that shit.
Shit.
And thank you, Michael. Thank you, Buzz, for the anniversary well wishes. I would honestly be broadcasting from the John right now because my body just does not want to function. But once it relaxed from all the bullshit, apparently that's when all the other shit decided that they wanted to leave my body. Oh God. You know what? I'm going to try to ignore it. I don't have any.
Yes, I know, Sparky. Thank you, you ass. By the way, I want everybody to know Sparkly. Yeah, Sparkly. That's his new name now. Sparkly Tech Corner. He's useless when it comes to OBS.
Something that, you know what? If a boomer like me can study up and figure it out. Actually, there's a couple of really good videos out there. I would say that, let me pull him up. He was a lifesaver. Where there?
Doc popping his discords and pulling guys up.
I subscribed to his channel just because it was that he did one video. It's like 17 minutes long, and it's called "How to Live Stream on YouTube with OBS Start to Finish." And his channel is Dusty Porter. So if there's anybody out there who wants to use OBS for their presentations, I'll just drop this and there's the link to his channel. And it's pretty awesome. He's very succinct. Now, half the stuff I already knew because I was playing around with, I do tutorials all the time because I'm better at visual than I am at written. So I knew all the basic YouTube crap. But then when he started getting into the, I guess you could call it cross-pollination of the platforms between Streamlabs or between OBS and YouTube, it was really, really concise. But yes, I recommend them. And good morning, William.
Hi, William.
And thank you, Karen, for the anniversary wishes.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And I'm finally going through the chat. It's working for me tonight. It's amazing. I'm finally going through the chat, and nobody knows. There were no ones whatsoever.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Sumonagachi is a pretty cool process. What it is it's you get essentially a pan of water, and not like a circular pan, but kind of like the ones that I've seen. Actually, most of the ones that I've seen have been what they call an acrylic trough. The trough is not incredibly deep, though. Usually it's maybe about 3 or 4 inches deep. And what happens is there's a special paint that has buoyancy on water. And you take and you pour it in to this trough, and you can use traditionally it was like you could use like a chopstick or a small twig. And once you've got your colors laid floating on top of the water, you just basically take that stick or that tool and start making designs and patterns in it. And then when you're done, when the pattern is shaped to how you like it, you take your material and you carefully lay it on top. A lot of Sumonagachi is done with like rice paper boards or Mando boards, and you'd be amazed that the paint just automatically sticks right to it. They also found not only could they do that with paper, they could also do it with materials. Especially silk was very adaptive to it. And that's where that's how we come full circle. If you guys ever have the opportunity, I know there is specific paint out there that you can use. I've tried different paints, but I have not had very much success. Oil-based definitely is nothing. You can't use that. It has no buoyancy. Acrylic does somewhat, but it has a tendency to dry and get all, for lack of a better word, plasticky.
Mm-hmm.
But there are specific paints out there that are created for it, and there's some incredibly artistic stuff out there. As a matter of fact, let me use my Google PhD, and I will
post stream context only pictures of some Sumonagachi.
Oh, there's some great stuff. with it.
Hi, numbed.
I've actually done Suminagachi as well. I experimented with it for a little while, but um, I was using fabric paints. That's what I was using, and they kind of sort of worked, but not really.
Oh, Buzz is talking about he's seen this process or something similar done with putting camo on helmets. Um, that's the it is something similar. That's the submersion one though.
Yeah. Whereas uh, Suminagachi, you basically just lay it on softly, then you peel it right back off.
Hmm. But
Yeah,
it's a very similar you because you can do that one with it's like nail polish. You can drop some nail polish or whatever in certain designs and then just kind of like dip something in slowly. I remembered Muffin had been practicing doing something like that.
let's see if I can find a real colorful one. Oh, here's a nice one. This is the marbling technique that they use for Suminagashi.
What do I do with my clothes, Buzz?
But you guys can tell me that, when you look on the Twatters, you can tell me that it's not cool, but you'd be lying. Um, the first time that I ever came into contact with it was when uh, a, uh, an art friend of mine did his his uh, his chucks. He did Suminagachi on his chucks. I'm sorry. I think that might be an antiquated term. On his Chuck Taylor Converse shoes.
Mm, I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Well, I have no idea. Language changes so quickly and so often.
That's
Um,
true, but I still use words like qualms, and that is apparently an archaic term.
qualm.
Apparently.
Oh, so
Somebody tried to tell me, what does that even mean? I'm like, I take no issue with that.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's such an archaic term. I'm like, no, it's not.
Did you say your
Now, if
mama's an
I
archaic term?
now if I said that your mother is a slattern, then yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They wouldn't know that, but then again, you could giggle about it. And good morning, numbskull. Um, it's just like I don't know why we got into the conversation, but somebody was really, really against the words flotsam and jetsam. And it's like it all
Why?
ends up on the water anyway. And it's like, yeah, but it's for two different reasons that it ends up on the water. Hence the reason why you've got two words.
Hmm.
And they're really easy to remember because flotsam is the shit that floats on the surface after the boat sinks. Jetsam is the shit that they tried to throw off the boat to keep it from sinking. So jetsam technically may not float, but flotsam, by the very definition, does float.
Hmm.
Aye, so there you be, laddies. And of course, this education brought to you by the letter R.
And boys and girls, what's a pirate's favorite letter? Lots of people think it's R, but everyone knows the pirate's first love is C.
Aye, the sea, the beautiful sea.
Very curvaceous.
You know what killed me? I was going through Facebook, and I don't know what it is, but it seems that Facebook is getting autistic, but in the cute kind of autistic way, where people are just dumb and, you know, like if you're down south, if somebody's a real fucking idiot, just not to be mean, they say stuff like, "Oh, well, aren't you just special?"
Mhm.
Somebody posted up a comedian who works clean. Not only clean, but I mean, well, he scrubbed all of his jokes of really any decent humor. And he knows how to do an Elmo impression. And he was
Oh no.
and he was doing some of the lamest jokes like you know, cops never expect you to talk like Elmo when you pull them over or when they pull you over. And it's like, no, because that's stupid. They will make you get out of the car and walk the line because they'll think you're intoxicated at that point. But he also did one of the worst impressions of the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah. One. Ah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be really tough to pull off, but you know the crowd apparently starved for entertainment. They'd been locked away in I don't know in their magic underwear in the Mormon temple for days on end. They were really digging on this guy, and I'm just like, why? These jokes really suck. They don't make you think. They're more like intellectual speed bumps. So, you know, why wouldn't you just go ahead and start doing pratfalls? I, I really dislike lame comedy, but apparently this guy's getting gigs.
I mean, would you say his jokes are pretty corny?
Um, if you're referring to how shit sometimes will contain kernels of corn, yes.
So they didn't maze you?
Uh, no. Back in my tribe, we were not amazed. We were very, very disappointed.
And Karen, I agree. Um whenever I hear flotsam and jetsam, I mean I already knew what those words meant initially, but I also think of the eels from The Little Mermaid, and I remembered being probably in my preteens when I was watching that movie, um, again with my baby sister. But I remembered being like not quite a teenager, but not really too young, watching the movie, and I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. Like the only way I'd be able to tell is which one floats. And yeah,
That's logical. That is logical.
so I
Um,
can never tell which one was which.
See, anytime I hear the phrase Flotsam and Jetsam, there was a band back in the 80s, um, a hard rock band called Flotsam and Jetsam, and they sucked. They were bad. Um, so, you know, every time somebody would bring up Flotsam and Jetsam, it'd be like, well, yeah, because I would throw those fuckers overboard too.
Well, no, you'd only float jetsam overboard. Flotsam would be the thing that rises above after the sink.
Oh, fuck. Are they still together? You got to be kidding me.
Are they?
Okay, here is I am okay. Picture time.
Woo.
This is them back in their, I guess, heyday. They let's not kid ourselves, Flotsam and Jetsam. You were never actually popular. But when they got around, you know, here's they're looking like those. We are a hair band, and now they look like this. And I guess the caption underneath says, "We need assisted living." So, yeah, incredibly sexy there, Flotsam and Jetsam. You know, there's just sometimes when you have to stop. There's sometimes when, you know, put the stick down, stop beating that dead horse. And I believe Flotsam and Jetsam have actually reached it because they're still trying to look hard. And the only thing that's harsh is how thin all their hair is. They're very old.
It happens. Like, how old were they when they were, I guess, in their heyday?
Well, in the first picture that I put up of them, it looked like most of them were in their 20s. So, you know, they've got to be late 50s. That lead singer looks very early 60s if he's a day. What is this?
Jesus.
Oh, their last poster. Oh my God, I'm going to post this. I got to. This looks like this looks like pictures that should be on an AA poster. Like, you know, the road is hard, but we're just doing it one step at a time.
Oh God.
It really, I mean, seriously, at least 3 of them look drunk. And apparently they found some young kid because probably one of them died, or it's hard to play an instrument when you have to use a walker.
Holy diva. I don't know. I think you're being too harsh. They don't look that bad. Like, considering the possibility of their age, that's I don't know.
Oh, come on. You don't think there's a lot of hair dye going on?
Oh, guaranteed there's a lot of hair dye going on, but
You don't think that they have a friend who's kind of decent at Photoshop and can do a little airbrushing for them?
I've seen far more decrepit looking um rock stars, or so to speak, you know, who don't look that good. Like, they look far worse. So to me, like, that's not that bad because I've seen worse.
See, I always laugh because Lemmy looked like crusty old shit. But he always looked like that. Even in his 20s, he looked like he was crusty old shit.
Yeah, that's like talking about Keith Richards. He always looked like that.
Yeah, I think it was just because Keith Richards did not know how to wear his makeup in the 60s and 70s. Because he'd always do like that dark eyeliner shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so nowadays he doesn't need it anymore. So that's where the immortality transition comes from. But I mean, and that, I tell you what, when you look at their logo of Flotsam and Jetsam, it's clever in a middle school sense. This looks like something that if you were bored in art class and they gave you an assignment to make up a logo for a shitty band, that's what you'd come up with. But I do have to say, when I was in art class in like 8th grade, one guy who was a complete and total stoner, and we were supposed to create our own album covers. Mine was because, you know, I'm more of a writer than I am an actual artist.
You're seriously
band,
starting that shit up again, Doc? Right here in front of me?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you besmirch the name of somebody whose art I have seen and have adored? How
I'm because I'm a
dare
dick like that.
fucking asshole. All right,
Uh,
sorry. Continue.
um, but mine was the name was the sanitary napkins, and I just drew a picture of a baby with a hydrocephalic head, and the name of the album was My Thalidomide Baby, and I was sitting there, and I look over, and Dennis is just he's just no concern, no care in the world, stoned like a motherfucker. And I lean over, and my let's put it this way, my album cover looked like every NPC meme. So that's how good I was at that point. I look over at Dennis, and the motherfucker has it almost completely finished. I'm sweating the whole fucking period, and I barely even was able to color it. But he's got it. He's going through with the colored pencils now and finishing it up. It was a chuck wagon without horses. So it was like one of those Western covered wagons, and he had taken and drawn it on the background of space, and instead of the actual wood wagon, he put a quaalude there, and then he put wings on the quaalude, but he still had the wagon wheels on it.
Oh God.
And the name of his album was Time for Me to Fly. And the name of the band was the LSD Soper Wagon.
Oh God.
I tried to actually get it from him after the assignment, but the art teacher, who was very much a hippie, because I don't know if you know any art teachers, especially male ones, 9 out of 10 times they're like bald if they're hippies, but they refuse to let go of the side hair,
The little wisps that are coming down the side and the back.
yeah.
Yep.
And they usually have that thin beard running, and usually some kind of glasses. But yeah, you could definitely tell that he had imbibed. As a matter of fact, it's funny. I spent a lot of time and effort to get the stepchild into my old alma mater, because I ended up, once we got out of the projects, I ended up going to a high school that was kind of decent. That it wasn't just a mill. It wasn't a diploma cranking machine. And the fact that if she would have stayed in Dayton school, she would have got the shit beat out of her, because of the fact that she was, well, at that point she was bisexual and or gay, depending on what the school year was. Whereas this school, which was my alma mater, was pretty much accepting. They didn't really give a shit. So we went to one of the performances because she actually was in marching band, and they did an indoor performance. And as we were coming out, I actually saw my old art teacher from junior high school. I feel like a dick in retrospect, but I came up and I was like, "Wow, you're still alive. How you doing?"
No, I would have said the exact same kind of shit.
Yeah, because technically I'd been out of school for like 25 years. So, and it's funny because he hadn't gotten any balder. That's what was weird. That's why I noticed him instantaneously. I mean, his beard was gray now, but the hair apparently only retreated to a certain point. And then it was done. It's like, yeah, we've taken away enough of your manhood. The rest of us will remain behind as company.
They fought for him.
I like me some water. It's good. And I don't know. Oh, by the way, apparently, Joker is running 24-hour gay ops.
What gay ops?
He's playing songs about shit and peeing and pus. Just basically bodily humor jokes.
Yeah.
And he's going to be playing them for 24 hours.
Well, okay, but there's the after 8 hours for a stream or whatever thing, it shuts it down, so you have to restart the stream, or is that no longer a thing?
Oh, no. Yeah, you have to restart it, but I mean, that's just a click of a button.
So just every 8 hours, he's got to have an alarm set, because as long as he doesn't do what Failure had done, and during his 24-hour, it was a Beardy charity stream.
Oh, yeah, trust me, I was there all 24 hours.
Oh, me too. You were part of the Alarm No State?
Yeah, I was one of the first ones to meme it.
Yeah, you were probably one of the first ones to meme it. I remembered spreading that hashtag constantly, and then in what stream was it that I was on? I don't remember what stream I was on, but I would I was part of the Alarm No State. I remember that shit vividly, because I was like, oh no, flashbacks are occurring. Only the alarm. All I hear is the alarm. And I used to have the beat of that alarm stuck in my head for like a straight week.
Well, the thing that made me laugh the most, because at that point that was the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, well, wait a minute. I will just for the hell of it, I will go ahead and tweet the picture because I still have it. But the thing that made me laugh the most is the big get was they actually got Sargon at the time to come onto the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And Sargon comes onto the stream, and the alarm had been going off for like 15, 20 minutes already.
Yeah.
And Sargon comes onto the stream and through ignorance or arrogance decides to continue talking while this alarm kept going off. I remember
Vamp did Vamp had started up a stream too. It was a mirror stream to save those of us who didn't want to be with the alarm. And that's the hashtag I had started. Suffer for the Beardy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Beardy's a good guy. Technically, he was the first interview that I did for Doctor on Call. I mean, if you want to get down to brass tacks, the first show that I did by myself was with Aiden Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
But we called that one Rolling Without Sisyphus because he wasn't able to make the show because of family business. Let's see here. Nope, that's Failures Tendies. I still haven't worn that shirt yet. One of the shirts I designed for Kumite was the Burden Hammer for the Liz Reptile deal.
Ooh, I'm glad I was not anywhere near any of that when that had been going down because I've heard nothing but bad about that.
Oh yeah, it was that. It was a big old shit smear. Oh, wait a minute. I forget what the context of this one was, but I know somebody used it as an insult, and I was laughing so hard.
Oh,
They
hi,
were
Jean
talking.
d'Arc.
Good morning, Jean d'Arc.
And she also says, and happy anniversary.
Thank you. Um, but I made up a box of rusty vagina nails. I wish I could remember what the context was on that.
We'll go back and listen to a stream of yours.
Oh God, that's one thing that I never want to do is go back and listen to my own streams because I'm incredibly hypercritical. So I just start picking shit apart. Okay, I've got it set by date and I'm trying to roll through and I cannot find it. But
I'll try and find one of my old failure memes that I did. It was a night he'd gotten really, really, really fucking drunk and was dancing and he was drinking like a shit ton of Grey Goose.
oh yeah, I was on that stream too. It all burned down. It all burned down. Um and it's funny too because you'll see some screen captures and you'll see like uh Joaquin and Exceptional Detective and Anal Vape and AP all on the same you see the little avatars at
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom right, and those people don't even want to bother to talk to each other anymore. This was my favorite meme that I did of the whole alarm no state. Hmm.
I wish I'd done an alarm no state, or at least a suffer for the beardy meme.
I did. I did an alarm no state flag, but I can't find it. I also did the wrench no state flag. But yeah, I always like that one, just because not failure terminated, failure unconscious, and just a little bit of drool coming out. That makes everything worthwhile.
Yeah, I remember that though. It was the hay lices, but it was a different kind of hell, but it was one that I didn't hate because it was just like, no, 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 I'm suffering for a good cause. This is for Beardy. You got this. We're gonna help you out. I'm gonna keep listening to this damn alarm. And then I saw that, and then Vam's like, I'm gonna rescue you people. Here's a link. Here's a link. Get over here. And you can still watch the stream, but it'll be different. And you're still helping. And it's still part of the same thing. It's just no alarm. And and I was like, do I click it? Do I? No, must suffer for the Beardy.
See, I ran them both at the same time.
No, I wound up doing that too. Um, but I was strong enough to not mute the failure one.
Well, now my goal for the whole thing, because I was talking to the guys behind the scenes to try to help promote. My whole thing was I wanted to do a meme an hour, um, like I was doing with Disky's charity stream, or the Broski benefit, where I'd throw out like a meme an hour for it. But I only managed 12 memes for the 24 hours for Beardy.
It's all right. Whenever I do charity streams, I figured out that all I need to do, and I learned this from the last one that I did with I believe it was with Ren and Lo-Fi and myself and Thorn. Thorn helped host like the best half of it on the rest of her channel because I guess the Danish internet had really fucked up for Lo. But
Okay.
it was tits for charity. No, not bare. There was no nip or anything like that, but there were jiggles when donations were made.
Oh, so you guys didn't get like the flesh-colored pasties?
No, didn't want to risk it. Did not want to risk it. And not on at least not on Thorn's channel, because we don't want her getting accidentally um struck or anything like that. Just because she was trying to do something good for charity, like we didn't want to risk it, so we didn't do it.
Well, it's
So
funny.
we just went with like our tops, and you can see cleavage. And at the end, I was in my corset, so it was really hard for me to jiggle.
I would think.
But I would like, I think I was slapping my titties or something at that point just to be like, look, they're jiggling. There you go. That counts.
um, they have an ordinance around where I live that if technically they're not allowed to do topless in certain places. Well, they are, but they aren't. You have to have the nipples covered.
Yeah,
And
which is retarded.
I felt sorry for one of the girls because uh, she got busted by undercover while we were there, because the little pasties that she used to cover her nipples, it's supposed to cover the entire nipple and areola, and it kind of looked like a flower setup because the areola was still poking out.
She had pancake nips.
Yeah, she had a saucer full of secrets on her boobies. And I don't know why the guy did it, but he came up as I don't know, some type of task force bullshit. And yeah, she got arrested because you could see her areolas. And they weren't necessarily that impressive either. So he probably should have just let her have a pass on it, but he didn't. And oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, Furry.
There you go. Karen saying you can be topless in her city.
Well, then I'm headed your way. Actually, I got booted out of a strip club once. Well, I've been booted out of many strip clubs more than once, but this particular one, the girl looked and acted like she was bored as fuck, like she was waiting for that phone call from her drug dealer, and I was like, that's not how you do it, because I had just recently seen Varsity Blues, where the big fat guy jumps up on the stage and starts dancing. Well, I wasn't that ambitious. I just jumped up on the table and started stripping.
And you got more tips than her, so she called security on you.
It was funny with how drunk I was. I thought I was gonna tip that table right over, but I kept my balance. I did the force, and by the time I got my shirt off and was starting to unbuckle my jeans, yeah, the bouncers had a hold of me, and out the door I went. With opened it with my head. Yeah.
Continue to the show outside.
Yeah, did I mention the fact that most every gimmick that I had running on that OBS worked except for one. The one gimmick that did not run was well, and I can't tell for the tip jar because nobody hit it, but I'm hoping somebody does because that'll make me giggle. I think the tip jar is kind of a distraction for the audience, but just because I put so much work into the actual things that drop into it, that's why I want to see it happen so I can be giddy. So if somebody's not subbed to me when I go online for the next Doctor on Call, please feel free to sub to me so I can see the little dock head drop into the whiskey glass.
You know what, Doc? I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So next Tuesday is another Doc on Call, right?
Yes, we're interviewing director Jim Wynorski.
I'm going to unsub from you and sub to you that day.
I wonder if
see if it works.
Yeah, I wonder if you can unsub and sub. I wouldn't see why you couldn't. And yeah, I'm around my what was it? Now here's what's funny. I don't necessarily keep track of how many subs that I have, but wifey invariably makes me click on the on my homepage for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps track of it. Like a couple days ago, she was like, "Well, what's your sub count right now?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I went to the page and pulled it up and read it to her, and she's like, "That's 7 more than you had last time." And I'm like, I do usually get like one person sub per show, so I don't know where the extra ones are coming from. I mean, I guess they're like watching the replay and decide to sub.
Maybe. Do you have notifications on for when you get subs?
Yeah. Well, on the YouTube, but I'm too retarded to actually look at the time of when it happened. And I'm gonna go grab. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I left the light on. I'm gonna go grab me some water here real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh,
Karen.
Because I was doing the pounding tonight of the Bonnie Rose White Tennessee whiskey. It was orange peel.
And do you still have some left for next week?
I do.
Very good.
I made it to be a purposeful thing because I think, and I'll get into that deeper if we need to, that I will need liquor for a Jim Wynorski interview. Because I'm expecting shit to go sideways. Really, I am. There's only been 2. Well, God damn it. Go get water, boy.
Yeah, go get water. You can come back and tell us about that later, I promise. Drinking, I'll be too. Yeah, Karen, that's the way to do it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but it's always fun to basically, excuse me, have an online drinking buddy. And Doc makes a good online drinking buddy, which is why I fight to try and make sure people put a little bit of something into his Streamlabs. Actually, while he's away, the Kadant will. Oh, this bastard didn't put it in the fucking description. You, Doc, you need to make sure to put your Streamlabs into the description.
That's because,
so that this way, when you walk away to go and get water, I can post the link to your Streamlabs into the chat.
Well, that's because wifey went to bed earlier. She had a very long day today, so she wasn't there to harass me while I was putting the stream together.
Well, I'm going to do it right now, Doc. Go to the descriptions and post your Streamlabs link.
Wait a minute. Where's the one that I like? Well, if I'm gonna have to do it, I'm gonna post the one that I actually like.
That'd be https:// //
Don't you?
www.streamlabs.com/Doc Griffin,
Duck, duck, goose.
DOCGRIFFON. It's Dr. Griffin. I apologize. DOCTORG.
No, no, it's just Doc.
It is just Doc. All right. So I was correct the first time. /DOCGRIFFON.
Let's see.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you, Lysis. She already has the links posted in the chat.
okay. There's the update. Why does it go back to the full screen? I don't like the full screen. I like the little sidebar. And people are like, hey, you know, you can pop the chat out and you can put that in your Streamlabs. And I was like, you know, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to have the chat scroll on screen for the replay. I want to do something special, give the people who decided to show up live, to give them I don't know, kind of like a VIP thing, because if you're there, if you're live, you can interact in the chat. And well, I mean, technically, even if you pull it up on YouTube, you can do chat replay. But I just decided not to put it into the graphic for that reason, and also this reason. I don't know anybody who's able to read the goddamn chat boxes in OBS unless they make them huge. So I consider them, you know, kind of a waste of graphic space. But okay, there is the update. There's my funk, and of course, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be a good descriptor if it didn't have condensed Twitter and YouTube on it.
No, I'm fine. You don't need to do that.
Nope, it's
right
there.
now, I'm posting non-contextual. Well, actually, there's a little bit of some little side commentary, but I'm posting my Halloween memes. Not mine personally, but ones that I'm like, oh, that's pretty Halloweeny. I'll do it. Because it's that time of the year. Once again, the veil is thin.
It's the most wonderful time.
Don't you start that shit right now, Doc. No, bad Doc. That's a very bad Doc.
Well, no, you know, the thing I find funny is I love Christmas music until it gets to the season. Like Oh Holy Night is probably one of my favorite songs. And
same, actually. That's probably, yeah. That was the one song when I was in a church choir I actually went for one of the solos.
Yeah, I mean, I really like if you do the song right and you get to the you know, fall on your knees, hear the angels calling, the night divine. You know, I love how that crescendo, how that build happens.
Oh yeah, that was actually the solo that I'd gone for.
And did you get it?
No, they gave it to a soprano.
Did you fuck her up?
No, she was the daughter of the choir director, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I kind of blew my chances on that because one time when we were practicing, I got that solo part, and this was like, you know, a day before the Christmas choral extravaganza. And I did the fall on your knees, and while you're down there.
Oh yes, thank you, Doc.
the choral director just did not find the humor in it and stripped me of it right then and there. But yeah, there's a version of it out there that I did that I actually took a lot of care and consideration to do. But I can't help it. I do the Pavarotti thing with it usually, because if I'm normally singing, it's more like fall on your knees instead of the fall on your knees. I hope you guys can really hear the difference, because I would feel like such a tard if you couldn't. But yeah, that's probably one of my very most favorite songs. But I really should have backed away from the mic, because when I do it, I can't help it but have a lot of volume. Most of the time, like when I want to make sure that I hit notes, most people will, because for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of mic tricks. Like if you're not really certain about hitting a certain note and you don't want to push the vocal, then you just get as close to the microphone as you can and you sing it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of, like, me and my ex codependent, we used to do karaoke shows, and back then our mic drop moment was we would sing Endless Love, the old Lionel Richie, Diana Ross tune from
Endless Love. Yeah.
So we would do the my love lives only you in my life. We'd be real close to our mics, and very no, it's not trepidatious, but acting in a very soft and unsure manner. I guess that would kind of be trepidatious. But through the song, we'd start building up, and we'd start building up. Oh, good morning, Unknown Archive.
Hi, Unknown. How you doing?
But we would start building up, and then when we'd get to the last well, no, it wouldn't be chorus, because it technically, maybe the end coda, the last set of lines, when we'd get to that last verse, we would literally drop the mics. We would turn off the mics, set them down, and then step up to the audience, and we would be able to project in any bar. And it's so funny because, well, my favorite thing was, after we were done, there would be one of two reactions: either apeshit crazy applause,
or silence,
just stunned silence.
I've gotten apeshit crazy applause twice when I've done karaoke, and by that I mean, like, I didn't have a lot of people that, like, I'd gone with. Like, one time was with my baby sister, and it was a full bar, and she decided she wanted to sign me up to sing, because I have like a couple of, again, like I only do like a couple of songs if I'm comfortable with them, and she chose a song, What's Up by Four Non Blondes.
Okay.
And yeah, and that's one of the ones that I'd gotten apeshit crazy applause for. And then the other time I'd gotten apeshit crazy applause, I had decided to do the 90s kid version of Journey or Queen, which is Backstreet Boys, and not just any Backstreet Boys song.
Did you do
Everybody.
Backstreet's Back? Yeah.
Everybody. Yep.
Yeah.
Because and that got people going fucking nuts, and it was glorious. And I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with these songs.
Well, and I will say this right now. Never a boy band fan, but Backstreet's Back is a pretty goddamn catchy tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
Rock your body. And
Yeah.
everybody rock your body right.
Backstreet's Back.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's one of those songs. It's just like when it comes to Bohemian Rhapsody or Don't Stop Believing It. It's one of those songs that pretty much everybody in the bar knows.
No, the bane of my existence was usually Friends in Low Places, because the people who wanted to sing it were completely fucking drunk. And here's the worst part about it. Somebody would hear somebody sing Friends in Low Places, and then they'd want to do it.
Yep.
And it's like, you douchebag, it's already been done. Now, I have made exceptions to where people wanted to mic battle to show that they could sing the song better, but they both came up at the same time and said, well, we want to go against each other. And my solution was killing two birds with one stone, do the old coin toss, and whoever goes for whoever wins the coin toss gets to do the first verse. Then the next person gets to do the second verse, and they get to alternate back and forth with I was hoping to bring some type of unity when it got to the chorus, because normally there's always a there's always a melody and a harmony. One of my favorite stories, one of my favorite times ever at karaoke. I went out with my buddy Ragtop, and we met this one guy because we'd show up, karaoke horse being karaoke horse, they usually always show up in the same goddamn bar. And some of them will follow specific DJs. So wherever they show up, then everywhere that Mary went, the lambs were sure to go. Oh God, I can't remember. I think his name was Roger. But he was a black guy, and he just kind of fit in because we were smooth with everybody, and he was a really good singer. So we decided one night, we were drunk well into our pitchers, and we said, hey, why don't we all three sing a song? And we're like, well, what the hell are we going to sing? And so Ragtop came up with Let's Sing Come Together by the Beatles. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to add a degree of difficulty to it. And they're like, what you talking about, Willis? And I said, well, the degree of difficulty is basically there's 3 verses, right? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, each of us gets a verse. But who's ever not doing the melody at that point has to do harmony, and we have to switch every verse. We have to switch out. So like the first verse, Ragtop did the melody. I did the high part. Roger did the low part. Then we get to the next one, and Roger did the melody. I did the low part. Ragtop did the high part. And then we got to the last. I did the melody, and I forget who did the high and the low at that point. But
That would have been, you would have done the melody, and then at that point, Ragtop would have done the low part, and Roger would have done the high part.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just know that we had the rotation perfect, and at the very end of it, as the song was doing the fade out, we just vamped the end of it, and it was fucking amazing. And there were only 10 people there, and they were all blown away. And we did not have to buy drinks for the rest of the night. Every time the pitcher started getting empty, magically a fresh one would appear.
I've done something similar before with my sisters. One of our songs, and it's the reason why it's our song is because it's probably the one that we grew up listening to the most when my mom introduced us to it. But we all fucking love this song. The only problem is, so my big sister.
Wait, what was the song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my God.
So that requires harmony if you're gonna do multiple people. In my opinion, but that's because I'm anal retentive, you know. But we wound up always being our song at karaoke. But the first time we did it, I noticed that all of us were singing generally in the same note. My big sister's more of a soprano. My baby sister, you know, is a little closer to an alto. She's pretty close to being a soprano too. She can hit higher notes than I can. And I was definitely the alto. Like I could almost hit tenor notes, kind of alto. This was before I started trying to train my voice to sing in higher pitches because I wanted to be able to sing in higher pitches. Or talk in higher pitches. What do you want, baby? Come here. If you're gonna be a whiny little meow meow brat, then come on. Anyway, so first time I noticed we're all singing in the same notes. So I started doing the harmony part because I was the only one who at this yes, actually, Karen, I'm planning on seeing the movie Clean. But I was the only one who was still in a choir at this point, I believe. And so I was, you know, going with the alto parts, and I was the only one who I guess had the ear to know not to sing. It's not all the same notes. There's harmonies in there. And my baby sister finally started catching on like the fourth time we wound up singing Bohemian Rhapsody. And when that happened, like the all six people that were in, all of the six other people that were in the bar were so like they praised us, and we put on a fucking show when we did that. If I'm singing with a person, I can put on a fucking show. But if I'm singing by myself, yeah, I will stand with my back to the crowd and not look at anybody, and just kind of like, if I'm allowed to sit down and hide in a fucking corner, that's exactly what I do. Like, I am not a put me in the spotlight kind of person. But if I'm with people, feel free. Like,
you know, you've got you, and everybody's had it happen to where you do something, and you know, it just makes your naughty bits tingle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's something that's that's human nature. That's the time when you're feeding your ego, and it's not a bad thing.
Well, yeah, and I can understand that, but for me, like, it's always been, if I'm with other people, like whenever I've karaokeed with my sisters, I've always put on far more of a show because I know they're nervous too. I'm like, well, if I make a damn fool of myself, maybe the crowd will find it entertaining enough that, or they'll just be like, well, At least the other two aren't anything like that crazy one right there who's doing the air guitar during the freaking guitar solo. So,
Is your cat near your mic?
no, he's by my leg. He just purrs really loud.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I heard a. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like good kitty purrs. Black Cat spent a lot of time when I was freaking out with the OBS.
Mm-hmm.
On my lap in full choke mode, and she's just purring up a storm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of doing that. It's going to be okay. And
Yeah.
White Cat just didn't bother because she looked at me and she's like, "Well, there's nothing I can put white hair all over." So,
She's just like, well, first off, that cat has it. And second off, um, yeah, you're not wearing enough black for me, so
oh yeah, White Cat. White Cat, it's like she's magnetized to Wifey's pants. I even got her one of those, one of the old school lint brushes.
mm-hmm.
Not the one that has the roller with the tape on it, but an actual lint brush. Now here's the funny thing, and she'd kill me if she knew I told the story. I had to teach her how to use it.
Oh.
I'm like, you can only brush one way with it unless, and I showed her where the trigger was, unless you push down this button and you flip it, because the actual makeup of it is to be able to, you brush it one way and it'll pull the hair, but if you brush it the other way, it'll just dump the hair straight back onto what you're trying to get the hair off of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where the cats are right now, and that's kind of making me nervous.
Well, all I know is right now, I'm getting a lot of much needed therapy because kitty purrs are really good therapy. The loveys and all of that. Like, I think that's why I love animals so much, is because they have that, that sixth sense where they're just like, oh, are you okay? Well, don't worry, you're gonna be okay because I'm gonna love you until you're okay, and even until you're done being okay. Like, I got you. And this little fucker has been trying to get my attention all day, and I'm just like, I'm not having it right now, but thanks. Like, cause I'm just as likely to, put you outside as to pet you. Like, I can't do it. And now I'm in my room, and he's just like coming in, and he has this weird quiet meow that's just like this little kind of noise. I don't know if you heard that over the purr, but
No, I have not heard the ack yet.
yeah, he just goes. It's like that. He's busy purring, so he's not gonna make the noise. Plus, I'm actually petting him, so he doesn't have to bitch at me for it. But
well, they did research into cats, and they can't nail down any one reason why cats purr, but they did find out in the study that a purr will help to lower blood pressure of the person who's petting the cat, as well as they found that it was a decent sleeping aid because it made people lull with the soothing purr of it. So instead of sleeping pills, just, pet a cat.
yeah,
Get you some pussy.
that is the cure all for sleep. Yeah, you have insomnia, pussy.
Yeah. Wear yourself out on that pussy, and then you'll probably be able to get to sleep. Although I do not allow animals in my bedroom. One of the things that wifey had to adapt to was two things. One, I do not allow animals to sleep with me. I do not allow them in the bedroom. And two, you are not allowed to smoke in the bedroom.
Yeah. See, for me, it's we don't smoke in the house. And that's a general rule. And I used to not like it will take me a long time to let an animal in my room, but they don't sleep in my room. Like that's not a thing, at least not anymore. Um, I had one cat that I used to let sleep in my room. Now, mind you, sleeping and napping are two different things. I mean, like if I'm going to sleep overnight, uh, animals are getting the fuck out of my room. But if they're napping while I'm in my room, but I'm planning on getting up and getting out and leaving, then okay, you can nap for a little bit. You can cuddle with me for a bit. Especially because like the only times the animals ever really come and bug me in my room is when I'm in a really bad headspace. And so it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, all right, you're coming and bugging me because you know, and I love you for it, and you're very good aminals.
Well, honestly, I believe dogs do that. They have better empathy than cats because, you know, the cat is always like, well, what am I getting out of this? I heard that. I said that, and the white cat goes, "Brr." What? What are you doing, kitten? Really? Well, you know that these sweatpants that I'm wearing are dark blue, and they just came out of the dryer today. I'm surprised you haven't tried to put any cat hair on them. Purgle.
He's such a baby.
What color is he?
He's oh, actually, I can do this for you. Let me get back to the hangout.
I think I've already I showed Black Cat.
No, you showed both. You showed pictures of both.
No, actually on the camera. I put
Oh.
Yeah, I put Black Cat up to the camera. What, Purgle Cat? What do you want, baby girl? You don't know what you want. Yeah, I know. Wait a minute. Let's do the feature so I don't block them out. Now, does he make bread on you too?
Hold on, wait.
Well, that answers that question. Yeah. He's a bread maker.
Yes, he is.
God damn, he's vigilant. All right, baby, you can come up here. Just do not drop your tail into my tobacco. I have smoked cat hair.
No.
What are you doing, baby? See, she doesn't purr much for me. She goes all out for mommy. But for me, it's just you are contractually obligated to fulfill the petting.
Look at me.
Purr going
just
on.
Flashed my pussy on camera like this.
Well, you'd think we'd have more than 6 people, but you know, we get the ratings where we can.
You know what? We don't need no ratings. If these are the 6 lucky people who actually get to see my pussy live on camera.
And there you go. Yeah, god damn, man, he is on the quest for the perfect place to make bread. White Cat is now laying on me, just laying across my lap, and she's being very, very subtle. Every so often, I can feel like one paw and then the other dig in, but she's acting like that she's not doing it. And there's the first acceptable foot job on YouTube.
He finally left me alone. He put me in a good enough.
Well, see, you never pet your cats as much as you want to. You pet your cats as much as they want you to.
Yep, that is some fucking truth right there. And my dog is I never pet them as much as she wants me to.
Well,
Because if she had the choice, I would never stop petting her. She does this little thing where when she's in a certain mood, she will just come and cuddle and curl right next to me and just lay her head like on my leg and then wait and like if she sees my hand, she'll paw at my hand.
oh, I had a dog that would do the nudge thing, where she'd hook her snout up under my hand and then walk through it.
That's my sister's dog. He's a golden retriever. I dog sit him every once in a while, and if I'm just sitting there and my hand is just kind of like out or whatever, all of a sudden I'll feel a nudge, nudge, nudge on my hand, and he'll just kind of like wait with his nose right under my hand, and so I just take two fingers and lightly caress the bridge of his nose, and he gets like that happy little dog smile on his face.
Wait a minute, did you hear her? She finally
Yeah.
got to the point where she's like, oh, this is too good, because I do the soft pets on a
Mm-hmm.
white cat, black cat. I just literally flip her over and start scratching her belly, and that makes her eyes roll up in her head. But when I'm petting the white cat and she gets to liking it too much, she'll just start that. And then that's when I know she's getting ready to fuck off, because I don't know if she's masochistic. She wants to deny herself pleasure, but when the petting starts getting really good to her, she'll make a break for it.
Well, well, she is your wife's baby, so maybe she's just like, no, wait, I'm cheating on her with her husband.
But she never wants to get off wifey's lap, and because wifey's a big girl, instead of like laying across her lap, she'll sit down on the top of her thigh, and then usually eventually start kneading on her tit, and wife gets no satisfaction from that, and and she will boot that cat right off, but cat can't help it.
Yeah. See, baby, that's probably what he was going for. Because that's literally what we call him. Because when he was a baby, he used to meow all the time at us for love and attention. And the reason why he has that weird little like kind of meow is because when he was a kitten, he had gotten him. He found a way to get himself into the trash can and eat a piece of foil that some chicken had been cooked in.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to turn you up because you sound like you're fading.
Oh, I turned myself down because I was walking around the house and trying not to wake Zal because I think he may have gone to sleep. Um, and his room is right next to the kitchen, and so like I'd walked over into the kitchen to get myself something to drink, so I turned myself down. That's my bad.
Well, if he comes out, just be like, "Suffer, bitch, get back in your room." I am woman. You don't really want to hear me roar.
Oh God. Yeah, no, when I get into a mood, I can get into a mood, you know? Um, but yeah, no, when he was a kitten, he'd crawl into the trash can and eat a piece of foil. Uh, that I wound up having to pull some of it. I don't know if I ever got it all, but I pulled some of it from his mouth because I heard him like ah, 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 ah. And I'm just like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And I'm waiting and I'm waiting, like this hairball's not coming out. So I go and I check and I see something shiny, and I'm like, "You motherfucker, you didn't." He did. He ate some foil, so his meow has been fucked up ever since. But he still tries to go like a little fucking baby. And if he purrs too long or too loud, um, especially during like the warmer weather, uh, he'll start like hacking because I can only imagine it hurts his throat.
Oh, holy fuck.
Mm.
Oh, I just going through um the worst looking bands of all time are the most awkward. Oh man, you got I gotta share this one. I don't know who these fuckers are, but oh my god, I'm hoping at least one of them eventually got pussy because you know because I got a feeling that this band was on suicide watch. And there we go. I'm going to do a little quick research on them too, because I really want to know who this fucking band is.
Well, if they were in a band, it's highly likely they got some pussy or ass, whatever they were into. It's highly likely because there are some people who will fuck the ugliest motherfuckers just because, hey, you got some talent. And if that's what floats your boat, that's what floats your boat, you know?
Princess, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I can hear you, so shut up. Okay, do you see the band?
Is it on the waters?
It is on the Twitters.
Then I do not see them yet. Give me just a mo.
God damn it, they didn't. They didn't say who the band was. Oh, I got some more for you.
Oh gods.
These are the
Oh
guys.
gods.
These are the
Oh
guys that we laughed at in the '80s. Because people are like, "Oh yeah, man!" Everybody was like skin tight spandex and mulets.
no,
Um,
the one second from the right with the spider web shirt, it looks like,
oh, and the bullet belt. Let's not forget that.
and the bullet belt. He looks like he's got such a baby face.
He actually looks like that he probably pays for sex, whereas the guy second from the left
Mm-hmm.
looks like he was jailed for an inappropriate sex act.
Jailed for inappropriate sex acts, or he just went and got whatever sex he wanted to. When anyway, I'm not gonna.
Uh,
I,
may-
that's
maybe
the look that he's given, but that's because it's the old look. That
uh,
yeah.
maybe if it was at the Blue Oyster Bar. Did you see the next one that I posted up?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah,
It hasn't shown for me yet.
this one is like that one's more like a bad wrestling stable than an actual band. I really want to see this band perform. I do. Okay. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely posting this one. I wonder this third one that I put up. I wonder what their actual music was. I mean, um, needless to say, I think the person who was doing their costume design had a thing for spikes.
Maybe just a little.
Not only for Spikes, but for blackface. Are you serious?
Oh God.
And as you notice, the guy on the left looks like Paul Rubens. Looks like a sub Paul Rubens, but apparently he's dangerous because he has a pizza cutter. Ooh. Yeah, well, I'd go and see that. Okay. I'd go and see this band. Just because there's something about Gold LeMay that you can't resist, because you know Gold LeMay always ends in tragedy. And oh yeah, god damn, that's sick. See, now when I actually get the OBS up and running, I can actually present these. But I tell you what, I think it misses a little bit of the charm, because I think people really do actually. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh. Okay,
Do
fuck
I
that.
want to know what you discovered?
I'm posting it right now. I don't know anything that's cooler or hipper than emaciated men with Betty Page haircuts, shirtless, and wearing striped spandex pants.
You know, there's some images that I don't need in my head ever, Doc. That's
Oh, they've got more than one picture of these jokers. Who the fuck are these guys? They were trying something new. They were being bold, and so this is probably how this picture came around. And if you look at that picture, you will notice that the sex doll that he's straddling has a shirt that says "Tunnel of Love" on it. Okay, these guys, oh, they're awesome. I would say the caption to this picture would be real estate agents by day, hard rockers by night. Holy Jesus. Can we feed some of these guys? No, and more no. You know, there are very okay. This next one should be captioned. But God, why can't we be a rock and roll band? Oh, we suck? Okay. Look to the sky for your answers. Although there's some really nice mulets going on. Really, I mean, most of these guys look like bad independent wrestlers. You know, where they buy half their gear from Hot Topic.
yeah.
Oh, they got a picture of Man of War. Man of War's hilarious. Yeah, because Man of War loved them their chaps and cod pieces. Well, wait a minute. You don't have to believe me here. Here's a picture of Man of War. Wow, we're heavy duty pick time in here.
You are, because you found whatever this is that you found.
It's gold. It's an article from Daily Mail. Are these the most awkward heavy metal bands ever? Yes, they are. Although I'm still trying to figure out, there's one band here that's wearing like Marie Antoinette wigs. And yes, there are cod pieces. Yes, there are bullet belts. But one guy has his pants all the way down. It must be to his fucking butt crack. And you know how okay, if you see a guy and he's got like an 8-pack and he's doing the whole low-rise jeans thing, that's
Yeah.
kind of okay, but this guy looks like he's in his second trimester. Right? Don't believe me. Here, I will show you.
But I don't want you to show me. Like
That which
that second one is still stuck in my head.
um yeah, the 80s. God bless us all. And honestly, I think the ones that are looking up to heaven, I think that's Striper. I'm almost positive that that's Striper.
You mean the ones that look like they're doing their prom photo?
Yeah, they're looking to Jesus for answers, and Jesus ain't having none of it. But yeah, the guy second on the left, it looks like he's ready for some action other than rock and roll. I'm thinking maybe gay bear porn. Because not all bear porn is gay, because some bear porn is bears actually just having sex.
Yeah, I've never watched either forms of bear porn before.
Well, if you ever watched the Nature Channel, god damn, man, Pearl Jam looks fucking old as shit. Oh, yeah. Now you tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this next band, that if they have the right combination, or if in fact evil is present, I believe they have the ability to form the Danish Megazord.
No.
Whew.
That's got to be 70s.
Yeah, it's oh fuck. There you go there, buddy. I mean, we always expect the Japanese to have some silly shit going on. So it's not that shocking when we see it, but every time I see like a Norwegian band that tries to break out, it just is sad. I mean, people are sad for them.
They look like the kind of people that would be singing "There's got to be a morning after."
Oh, but now see, you weren't alive. You weren't alive during that. But when the Poseidon Adventure came out, that thing would not come off the charts. Another one that was a chart haunter. Do you remember Debbie Boone's "You Light Up My Life"?
I think so. Give me a line.
You light up my life.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. That was the #1 chart topper until Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" came around. It was at #1 for like 15 or 16 weeks. And you could not get away from them. Oh, well, there's Midget Kiss. But I respect them.
Oh dear.
We have had no one join us.
Nope.
Have you have you had counsel with our long lost muffin button?
Just she'd said earlier, the same thing that I guess she told you that she was gonna be popping in late. And hi, John Doe.
Good morning, John Doe.
By the way, is that Blackout's dad? Oh my god. That was terrible, John Doe, and amazing. You almost killed me. But John Doe, I had heard from a little birdie that you're really good with OBS.
He was giving me shit last night.
Well,
He was treating me like I treated my grandparents when they had me come over and set the time on their VCR. I'm rolling my eyes the whole goddamn time, going, "You can read the exact same book that I read." Just cat, get your head out of the bag, and you won't panic. She can't help it. She keeps sticking her head in that Rally's bag.
Well, if John Doe is so knowledgeable, uh, he instead of, teasing you about it, he could have, I don't know, offered some help.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did offer help last night in the form of "you suck." So, and I took that I took that as critical criticism, because I did suck. I watched more YouTube videos on shit that I never wanted to watch in my whole life in the past 3 days. What are you smelling?
A 12 o'clock flasher.
I read the chat. I do. But I tell you what, this was kind of a journey that I had to make on my own, because I had two people behind the scenes helping me, and one of them was Sisyphus, and he actually stumbled on what was the big problem. There was something that needed to be turned off in the Chrome browser. Something that never would have found, but it was so funny because me and him together were through screen share, were watching YouTube videos together on it. So we were learning pretty much at the same time. Cat, really? Seriously? Bags are not toys. If it was a plastic bag, I'd let you play with it, because then you'd asphyxiate yourself, pass out. I'd take the bag off your head and just let you stay passed out. What are you doing? Oh, wait a minute. What time is it? Yeah, now since I've been up later, they've been going psycho later and later. She's got the tail twitch going on now.
Oh.
Not the wag, but the twitch.
Yeah, the I'm gonna fuck some shit up Twitch.
Yeah. Although she doesn't do my favorite thing, and Black Cat's the one that does it. Like, if Black Cat sees something and it wants to attack it, she'll get as low to the ground as possible, with her butt still up in the air, and she'll get that little butt twitch wiggle going on before she springs into action. I don't know. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, there's one of my favorite videos, just so happens to be it's have you heard that song Wiggle Wiggle Wiggle?
I know the one from
Wiggle 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 boo 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 boo.
See, I know the one that LMFAO does with the, let me see your wiggle wiggle wiggle.
No, this one is what's his face? He's the one who beat up that one chick.
What the?
Chris Brown. There we go.
Chris Brown, huh?
I'm pretty sure it's Chris Brown. It's either Chris Brown or the other guy. But because like the chorus doesn't have his name in it, I don't think it's him. But there's this video where it's that song starts to play and it's Shaq and then the cat doing the butt wiggle. Like it's Shaq doing his shoulder wiggle.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Okay. I I gotta show this one. Okay. The the caption under it should be, "Yeah, you dumbasses. This was the day when we were getting the group picture taken."
John Doe is saying check Twitter.
Wait a minute, White Cat. I'm gonna kill you. All right, hold on. I gotta get the squirter out. And that is not a euphemism for my dick. Hey,
I mean, all I know is that you're yelling at pussy and they're talking about pulling out the squirter.
well, now it's wet pussy. My job is complete. Yeah, yeah. That. But my cat, the front part doesn't move. The front part of her body is stationary. It's just her ass that does that wiggle wiggle wiggle.
Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
And
You know what to do with a cute cat butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. God damn.
good God, I had a yawn there.
No, that's fine because I was about to be like, hey, Doc, we already surpassed the 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, because we actually came on at like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to give up on the muffin button?
I've not gotten a reply back. I asked if she had fallen prey to the whims of the sleepies.
Well, there's nothing that beats a good cuddle with the one you love.
Mm.
And wifey's got the day off tomorrow. I felt kind of bad because I didn't have any money, or nor did I have any plans, because even when you don't have money, you can do something special. But I was so wrapped up with this OBS thing, and she's the kind of person. She's incredibly supportive in the fact that okay. He's in Spurg mode at this point. He's OCD. He's chasing the dragon, and so she's like, I gotta just leave him alone, let him do his thing, let him get it out of his system, and then everything goes back to semi-normal. So yeah, she's been leaving me alone on this quite a bit. I'll stop and she's like, I'm on my way home. Okay, I'll stop. I'll start getting dinner prepped. Although I'm still trying to teach her because my big deal is when I cook, I've got maybe 15 different spices that I have, and I'll do a mix and match to get the flavor that I want. She, what was it, yesterday or day before, decided she wanted to make spaghetti and meatballs, and she drowned that sauce in Italian seasoning, to where there was so much in it that the sauce was sweet. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was bad. But then again, she's always tried to surpass the night where, I mean, we were ghetto poor at this point. We really didn't have anything uh, in the in the fridge, and we did have pasta. So I went to a fast food joint. I went inside and I stole like two big fistfuls of ketchup packets. I brought them back. I emptied them all out, and I made a tomato sauce. I made a spaghetti sauce, and she's still trying to figure out how I actually did it, because it came out really good. And she's had better ingredients, but I legit made spaghetti sauce out of ketchup packets, and it did not it tasted restaurant quality, not like fast food restaurant quality, but sit down. I can work that shit because
Damn straight.
food is good for you. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You just posted the GIF with the Wiggle Kitty.
Yep.
I think Shaq just might get lucky
What do you mean?
because he's when a human does it, that's flirting. Yeah, cats are amazingly weird. Okay, got that. So yeah, do you think there's anything that I need to add to the OBS?
No. Honestly, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just finally happy we got the interactivity going on. That scroll was very important to me because a lot of nice people did very nice things for me, and like the one where it's showing BTK drop 250 on me. That was because Base Trap Kayla does not like GoFundMe because they take more. So she just went the God, I hope I'm not misgendering. But she just went with dropping it there.
Yeah.
And that really helped because I'll be honest with you, I already had the price from the computer place. So I'm like, okay, cool. That means for the peripherals, I have X amount of dollars to work with. And yeah, I mean, besides the besides the medium Arby's roast beef that I bought out of the fund, I spent down to the last dollar. I think when all was said and done, I had like $1.49 left, and that's legit still sitting there in PayPal. John Doe, I never liked relish. Although I had a deep hatred for pickles for a long time, and then the buffalo stuff finally got popular like late 80s, early 90s. Buffalo wings and hot sauces and all that stuff. And I just decided, like, one day I was at a restaurant, like a mom and pop's bar kind of thing, and they did buffalo chicken sandwiches, and they did hot ones. They didn't do the ones that burn off your face going in and burn out your asshole coming out. But they put a couple pickle spears on there, and I took a bite, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to try this pickle. And I bit into it, and I was like, wow, why did I hate these so much? But I'm thinking that the answer was because of the fact that I don't like pickle slices, but I do like pickle spheres. So, take what you want. Take away from that what you'd like. Um, so are you saying that we should probably call it?
Yeah, I think it's time to call it.
When are you gearing up for the new job?
I am leaving here by next week.
Ooh.
Hopefully by next week. I'm keeping track and keep an eye on a couple of things and having to finish up a couple of things. But it's looking like next week for sure. And then I'll have basically another week to settle in, and then I start.
So is there more fear or more excitement? Or do they work in concert with each other?
Oh, they're definitely harmonizing beautifully right now. Like
Yeah.
the excitement is definitely going like, you know, high soprano, and then the fear is like this beautifully balancing out bass.
Mm, that's a very good way to put it.
Mm.
Mm. So yeah, I probably will get offline then because wifey picked up $2 chicken box, and I will have that cold. Although I don't know if you've ever had rallies or checkers.
I have had rallies.
Okay, love their fries, but you gotta eat them when they're warm. Gotta get them while they're hot.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and free us up. I was actually looking around to see if anybody is streaming right now. Um, the only thing I'm seeing are live 24/7 streams of King of the Hill and, for God's sakes, Bob's Burgers. Oh, what a shit show! Why don't they stream like Archer or Venture Brothers?
Just lucky, I guess.
um, oh, and they're also streaming the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy,
Oh yeah.
which I watched like one or two of those, and I'm just like, I see what you're doing here, but I don't like it. So I tossed it in the pile with Adventure Time. Hmm. So, is there anything that you would like to share with our fabulous audience before we call this?
If you check in the descriptions box, you'll see you can become a patron of Doc Griffin, as well as donate to his Streamlabs.
That's not what I was requesting, but while your eyes are down there, you can also go and sub to Kadant on her Twitter and her YouTube.
Well, I don't make nearly as I don't stream on my channel. I don't do anything really interesting on my channel. Although I am trying to figure out why I'm having audio issues, audio and uh just audio and video issues on my phone because that's how I'm able to stream. But once I figure that out, or I get a new headset, um, I'm
But
gonna start doing the ASMR videos.
a phone cannot touch a PC though.
No, well, I don't have a good enough PC. Like the main reason why I use my phone for everything is because the audio is is decent in comparison to the audio from my laptop. And so unless I can get a new set of uh of headphones, or at least a really decent microphone that I can just plug into my laptop, I'm just gonna have to stick with my phone for now.
Yeah, I don't know who I don't know who Joke found, but apparently there's more than one album of this guy talking about bodily functions. I hope to God that there isn't 24 hours worth of this guy's material, because to me, that would essentially mean that there's somebody running around now that's dangerous and could potentially be life threatening. But yeah, I was amazed that Joke was retiring the Shakes gimmick, because he was so young, yet I guess he was played out. I'm trying to figure out what the hell Gaius was. Well, Gaius, if he's actually in the chat somewhere, he's been Ninja, but I've never known Gaius to shadow stalk a channel. He just can't resist himself by saying something. But yep, the pictures that are up on my Twitter, if you weren't here for the explanation, you're certainly not going to get one later on down the road. So there's your blue balls of information. And
if you're really curious, you can always rewatch the stream. There's a very sleepy and trying not to flash nips cadunt in the very beginning, if that's any way to incline you to rewatch the stream.
I think that that's a very decent selling point.
Tits.
Yeah, one of these days I'm going to find that perfect shrug, and be wearing my doctor's costume and just a shrug, and I'll show me boobies off, my moobs, because I got moobs like Jagger.
You got the moobs like Jagger.
Because you know that them damn titties are pointing north. Well, now, yeah, John Doe, I did post pictures of some of my very, very younger stuff, including my high school senior picture, which is classic. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna put the stick down, people. We're going to let this dead horse lie, and things willing, we'll continue this now, because Cadunt's going to have a radical change of schedule. We're probably not going to run to the daylight, but we'll do a couple of few hours.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's not going to be an every night thing anyway, because there's no telling what my full schedule will be, and who knows, maybe on certain days I'll just go to sleep right after I come home from the job, and then wake up in time and have basically the ramble stream be the start of my day.
That doesn't sound like a good plan.
I don't have any good plans. I'm just kind of winging it and trying to live.
It's all Robin Williams improv at this point. And yeah, actually, I can see as I look out my window, the sky's kind of starting to lighten up. So I would like to wish everybody a very happy, healthy, and productive Wednesday. It is Hump Day, ladies and gentlemen. You're halfway to your weekend, so please do have a good time today. Wake up with a little early morning, maybe a coffee and a cigarette, and enjoy your damn selves for that day until we simply post because we can't sleep and ramble just like I'm doing right now. So everybody, please enjoy your day. As for me, I'm going to bed, fuckers. Bye.
Later.